Today we will talk about the very building blocks for actions that happen in front of the camera. Characters and their properties as they change during the course of a scene. So let me introduce to you the term thingy, which will be of vital importance for our understanding of film as a transcendental language. Behold those two characters. They seem to be engaged in an argument, but we cannot know what it is about. Is it about a woman, work ethics, the existence of God? In order to learn what their quarrel is about, we need some additional visual information. So let's obtain it. Well, the nature of the disagreement is no longer a mystery now. The moment the gun is part of the picture, we can fully ascertain what's happening. This key element to visual storytelling is what I call a thingy, a prop that directs our focus by working functionally as an interface between the characters. Let us remember that meaning is created by pointing at the invisible. So any good thingy does precisely that. It means something, and when it is transformed before our very eyes into something totally different, it is what we have called a hocus pocus, a meaningful visual transformation that makes us wonder. It creates a bridge to a world beyond, often in totally unsuspecting movies like the comedy you are about to watch. Keep your eyes on the warrant the sheriff is holding in his hands.
Is the show troop on board?
Yes?
Which car?
This car here.
Well, wait a minute, they'll all be off. Is this a McGonagall repertory troupe? Uh-oh. Where's the great McGonagall?
He isn't here, but I'm his daughter. Has anything happened?
Not yet. But I have something here I'd like to give him.
I'll see that he gets it.
Not on your tintype. That's my job.
Well, jail can't be any worse than this.
The best thing this troop does is to get out of town just one jump ahead of the sheriff.
Yeah, and I can't jump like I used to.
What's wrong? What'd he do?
Ain't what he did do, it's what he didn't do. Snuck out of his boarding house. Didn't pay his board bill. Didn't pay nothing. Nothing. Are you McGonagall?
No.
Pardon me, just a little lung trouble.
That's enough of that. Are you the great McGonagall?
I am, sire.
Then I have something to give you.
Huh?
There.
Thank you very much. Oh, just what I've been waiting for. I thank you. Thanks for the light.
So, this is what we mean when we say interface. The action occurring within the red circle is what the whole scene is all about and its aim. The warrant defines the relationship between the sheriff and the con artist. Miraculously, the thingy, which is the center of our attention, undergoes a telling transformation. The warrant becomes a cigar lighter. It is telling insofar as it presents a metaphor about law and petty crime, how crooks always find ways to outsmart the law. Intuitively, we get that meaning, and by laughing, we commit to that understanding. The hocus pocus proves to be a transcendental revelation. Now that we've given you a demonstration of how Thingies signify meaningful relations, we can talk about the significance of the characters themselves. How is the sheriff a sign, and what does that sign signify? Let's interpret that sign as an interface. We read the sheriff as an interface between something behind him and something in front of him. But what do I mean by that? Well, the sheriff has the law behind him. He enforces the law. And what's in front of him? The citizens. The sheriff is a law-citizen interface, in this way of understanding film as a sign language. And the great McGonagall? Well, he is an interface between the world of trickery on the one hand and the world of vaudeville entertainment on the other. In other words, this enables us to witness the struggle between abstract principles by personifying and by objectifying. The way the sheriff represents law and order, and the con artist means misdemeanor. The transformation of a warrant into a cigar lighter represents the essence of their relationship in a metaphysical way. We are reminded of the ancients' way of dealing with primordial principles. They personified them by assigning a deity to each principle, like love, war, produce, or market economy. Having the law on one side and misdemeanor on the other, we realize that this creates moral tension. It is like a battery that powers the scene's dramaturgy. The scene wouldn't work at all if you had, for instance, the law on one side and vegetables on the other. In post-pagan times, Christian iconodoles, which is the opposite of iconoclasts, would put patron saints in place of pagan gods. As a Christian filmmaker, of course, you are an iconodole too. You create images that connect us with the world beyond. Let's watch an excerpt from the infamous series Breaking Bad and how Thingies are used to convey a story. Pause the video for a moment and click on the link in the description below. Resume after you have watched the clip. So here's the whole notion of Walter White's struggle with the public health system as a chain of relational objects. First, there is the hospital-patient interface indicating the treatment through the band-aid that Walter removes. Then there is the endless bill that's printed out. It's some sort of hocus-pocus. The tiny band-aid magically turns into a huge bill. Then there is the cheap button that says hope, turning into a trash can that almost looks like it's laughing at Walter's fate. So here, healthcare system personified meets low income personified. A tension ensues which charges our dramaturgical battery and gives away the message the makers of the series meant to relay to us. Thanks for watching. That's all for today. Hope you got some ideas of what important roles Thingies play in film. Here's some homework for you to do. Go watch your favorite movie and look for the Thingies. Look for the role of the characters as interfaces and notice how in every scene that works, the dramaturgical battery is being charged through a moral dichotomy. Will you do that for me? See you around, and God bless.